From some of the dance world's most emblematic pieces to free outdoor dance classes in the centre of Paris, aimed at bringing people together. After closing down for the summer holidays, Paris is coming back to life with a host of exciting dance shows across the city in the coming weeks. I'm joined in the studio by two incredible dancers from the legendary Martha Graham Dance Company, Soloist Charlotte Landreau and principal dancer Lloyd Knight. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, you're in Paris to perform at the stunning Opera Garnier. It's been almost 30 years since your company, who taught the likes of Merce Cunningham and Madonna to dance, have been in Paris. Now, the Martha Graham Dance Company has been a world leader in contemporary dance since it was founded in the 1920s. Yeah. Why is it so revolutionary?
I mean, she changed the field of dance. She changed the way people looked at dance, the way you dance in general. It became real. It became more emotional, more of a human aspect of it came out, which was great. Everybody wants to feel that connection when they watch dance.
Well, some of the works you're performing here are being shown in Paris for the very first time. We're going to take a look at Appellation Spring, which was first performed by Martha Graham in 1944. Can you introduce it for us?
So I'm going to dance it with one of the dancers. It's about a wedding on an American soil, and there are two very young dancers and a preacher, a beautiful preacher that Lloyd is going to dance. We love that dance, and because we're so young and because that piece is so old, we really need to bring another aspect to that beautiful ballet. But yeah, we can't wait to perform it.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
When these dances were shown, like Appellation Spring, but many of the others when they were first shown and created, they represented the contemporary conflicts of women at the time. Men often appeared as sex objects, and they're often scantily clad in the performances. Have they evolved over the years, and are they still relevant for our times?
Well, for the Graham works, they are set, so they never change. So the way our characters are presented, they're still the same today. But I personally never feel as though I'm portrayed as this sex object. You know, she has her characters, and yes, you know, it's most of the time the Graham work is shown through the female's eye, so they are the main subject of the ballet that we'll be doing.
Talking about offstage for a minute, over the past year there's been a lot in the headlines about sexual harassment, also in the world of dance, not just in the world of film, with Me Too and Time's Up. How much of a problem do you think it is for dancers, and do you think dancers now feel like they can talk out more freely about it?
It definitely exists in the dance world as well, and it's something that I know I've been hearing about since I was in school. But now things are changing, and it's a great time for people to use their voice and talk up and fight for what's right and what's wrong.
Charlotte, you're from France, but
Yes.
you moved to New York to be part of this company. And where do you think the most innovative dance creations are happening today?
I like to think that innovative dances happen with the choreographers, and so because they move so much, it never happens in one place, but it happens with them in the studio, with the dancers, wherever they are. So sometimes they come to us in New York and they create for the Martha Graham Dance Company, so sometimes it happens right under our eyes, which is incredible. And
you dance the main part, The Chosen One, in the Rite of Spring that we're going to see here in
Lloyd.
Paris
Yes.
together. But getting that part came at quite a difficult time for you. It's when you learnt that your cousin had been killed in the terror attacks in Paris a few years ago. I mean, how did that affect your dancing and your work?
It was a very difficult time for me. We were close, and that affected my family in a very big way. I think it brought into me such a profound new emotion. It brought terror in my life, but also courage to not surround to that terror and to that fear. I, at one point, looked at my career and wondered if it was useful to continue to dance despite of wherever was happening in the world. But I thought that dance and beauty and expressing what you feel is very important for the world, and was very important for the people that are watching our shows.
Well, there's an event going on actually in Paris at the moment that's aimed at bringing people together through dance, not professional dancers. It's free and anyone can go along, and it's in the Place de la République, which is in the centre of Paris. Selena Sykes reports.
A taste of Brazil, in the centre of the French capital. This summer, Parisians have been getting on the dance floor, in the famous square Place de la République. Tonight is Forró Night, a dance and music genre from northeast Brazil, which is catching on beyond South America.
It's part of a folk dance which has a magnificent history in the north of Brazil. Today it's practiced more or less everywhere. Paris, Europe, North Asia, everywhere.
The intimate partner dance has different styles linked to free rhythms, from a slow side-to-side footstep to impressive quick-paced leg movements. Traditionally, forró music involves an accordion, bass drum and a metal triangle. Here, the music is taken care of by a Brazilian DJ who works at a local club. The free, open-air dance classes attract all levels and ages. Some find the initiative through social media, while many curious passers-by simply decide to join in.
I love it. I'm making the most of the last few days of summer for going out and having fun. I've just finished work and I live in the area, so I come here to dance, make some friends and go for a drink afterwards.
I'm discovering forró for the first time. This was my first lesson. I wanted to see what the dance was like. The lesson was really interesting and informative. It was also outside, which is great.
Summer in Paris may be coming to an end, but many new forró fans are hoping to continue dancing into autumn.
Lloyd and Charlotte, can you tell by looking at someone if they can dance, do you think?
Yeah, it depends on the person. I mean, most of the time, if you give them a few steps, you can tell right away what they're...
But not just by the way someone stands.
How they carry themselves.
Yeah, how they carry themselves.
Definitely
You can.
Yeah,
But you'll be surprised.
Everyone can definitely dance and should, because it's an incredible experience and it actually changes you. Yeah. But we can definitely tell who is a dancer and
but
who
sometimes
can be
they catch you off guard.
Very true.
I like that. I like that. They've got secret with them.
Yes.
Yeah, some of the dancers can actually carry themselves into a weird way and then just start dancing and you're just amazed by their techniques.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite dancer, dead or alive, who's a bit of an idol for you?
I have a few.
For me, it's Sylvie Guillaume. It will always be.
Loved Sylvie, Baryshnikov, of course, Rudolph Nureyev, Wendy Whalen. I have a few.
Some of the classics.
Yeah, I love the classics.
Yeah. One of my favourite dancers at the moment is Akram Khan, and he's recently retired as a solo dancer because he says the strain is too much on his body. But his performance, Choto Desh, is being shown in Paris at the Théâtre de Abbesse in September, around the same time as your performances. It's a piece of dance for children and families that uses folk tales of his childhood to explore his troubled relationship with his dad. Do you know his work?
I do.
And what do you think of it? What do you think of him?
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing that's going on, a few hours from Paris, the Leone Dance Biennale will be kicking off for 3 weeks in September, on the 11th of September. During this 3-week festival, all forms of dancing will be taking over halls and squares throughout Lyon. The Biennale brings together 40 dance companies from all over the world. And this year, the Biennale will be focusing on the connections between dancing and digital images. And I wanted to ask you, how difficult is it to bring in, address the information age through dance? It's a challenge, isn't it?
It is definitely a challenge. We had a relationship with Google not long ago, and we could experience the new technology with a full bodysuit electronic that could translate our movements into a screen, or the paint brushes. That was really interesting to work with. You actually tried it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't step away from what's happening right now in the world, and technology's here, so you have to try and incorporate it as much as you can. But yeah, the Google experience was great just because you took dance, something so physical, to the digital world. So you could create an environment and step into that. Somebody could draw around you, then you could put on goggles and step into that world and experience dance in that element. It was very cool.
Okay, it sounds very interesting. Well, we're going to leave the audience with a preview of the Lyon Dance Biennale. Charlotte and Lloyd, thank you so much for your company today on Encore. The Martha Graham Dance Company will be performing from the 3rd of September until the 8th at Paris's Palais Garnier. There's more from the world of culture on our website at france24.com and on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. For now, from me, Eve Jackson, and producer Jennifer Ben Brahim, see you next time.